Which of the following is the major consideration to evolve a good design? Cost, durability, compliance with performance criterion as laid down in the specification. The input impedance of a JFET is more than that of ordinary transistor. The cold rolled grain oriented steel has maximum permeability in the direction of the grain orientation. Cylindrical winding using circular conductor employed in transformer or multi-layer helical windings are commonly used in the transformer as high voltage windings for 10 kV and above. The cold rolled grain oriented steel has maximum permeability in the direction of grain orientation. Helical windings are used in power transformer. Disc windings are primarily used in high capacitance transformer. The forced oil and air circulation method is usual one for transformer of capacity 30 MVA upward. The heat dissipating capability of transformer operating higher than 30 kVA is increased by providing which of the following: corrugation fans, tubes, radiator tanks. Transformer with capacity of up to 10 MVA have a cooling radiator system with natural cooling. The voltage control in electric supply network is required on account of which of the following reason: adjustment of voltage in consumer premises within statutory limit, control of active and reactive power, adjustment of short period daily and seasonal voltage variation in accordance with variation of load. Which of the following is the basic consideration in the design of insulation? Electrical consideration, mechanical consideration, thermal considerations. A current density of 5.4 to 6.2 A by mm square is used for large power transformer with forced circulation of oil or with water cooling coils. For the 75 kV transformer using cold rolled grain oriented steel, which of the following values of flux density may be used? 1.6 Wb by m square. DC windings are always two-layer type. The high voltage winding is usually which of the following type? Cylindrical winding with circular conductor, crossover windings with either circular or small rectangular conductor, continuous disc type winding with rectangular conductor. The flash point of transformer oil should be higher than XHR degree. The usual values of maximum flux densities for distribution transformer using hot rolled silicon steel are 1.1 to 1.35 Weber per meter square. For large power transformer, self-oil cooled type or air blast type, which of the following values of current density may be used? 2.2 to 3.2 ampere per mm square. A practical formula for determining the thickness of insulation between low voltage and high voltage windings: 5 plus 0.9 kV mm. The fermion is particularly important in case of high voltage transformer. The insulation between winding and grounded core and the insulation between winding of the same phase is called major insulation. Radial and trailing and reaction is the common method of applying the brushes to the commutator. Natural graphite brushes are fragile and cause excessive wear of commutator. The lamination of the armature of a DC machine are usually thick 0.4 to 0.5 mm. DC servo motors are used in purely DC control system. The cylindrical system winding using circular conductors are used for current rating of up to 80 ampere. Which of the following in an application of DC motor traction drive for process industry battery driven vehicle automatic control? The stator of a DC machine comprises of mains pole, interpole frame. Cast iron is usually used for brush records. Which of the following brushes can be used for high values of current density? Metal graphite brushes. Which of the following problem arises in DC motor which are fed from thyristor bridge circuit? Increase IR losses, increase core losses, poor commutation, change in motor parameters. In a DC machine, the number of brush arms is equal to the number of poles. DC machines designed with a large value of air gap length may have better ventilation. In a DC machine, the usual limit of slot pitch is between 25 to 25 mm. The operation of a DC machine with large air gap length is comparatively quiet. In a DC machine, in order to prevent excessive distortion of field by the armature correction, the field MMF must be made. large in comparison with the armature MMF. In a DC machine, the value of peripheral speed should not normally exceed 30 meter per second. The weight of copper of both armature and field winding decreases with the increase in number of poles. In a DC machine, the current per brush arm should not be more than 30 ampere. In DC machine, the width of the duct is usually 10 mm. In DC machine, the increase in the field MMF results in increase in size and cost of machine. The following method may be adopted to reduce the efforts of armature. Increase in length of air gap at pole tips, increasing reluctance of pole tips, compensating winding interpole. In DC machines, the number of tool slots per pole usually lies between 9 to 16. In transformer using hard rolled steel, the cross section of the yoke is made about 15% greater than that of the core. Power transformer have rating above those kilovolt ampere. Closed winding are always double layer type. The winding where dummy coils are used is sometimes called force winding. When the two coil slides forming a coil are spaced exactly one pole pitch apart, they are said to be of full pitch. The distance between the start of two consecutive coils measured in terms of coil slide side is called winding pitch. Dummy coils should not be used in large machines. Power transformer should be designed to have maximum efficiency at or near full load. Yoke with rectangular cross section are used for small capacity transformer. Which of the following method is most accurate equivalent to current method? Soft magnetic material are used for construction of core of electromagnets. Track tube magnets are operated from either AC or DC supply. Which of the following is the commonly used type of electromagnets? Flat-faced armature type, horseshoe type, flat-faced plunger type. The design of electromagnets is based upon which of the following fundamental equation: force equation, magnetic circuit equation, heating equation, voltage equation. Electromagnets generally function as holding magnets portative. By which of the following methods motor rating for variable load drives can be determined? Method of average losses, equivalent current method, equivalent torque method, equivalent power method. The value of exciting or magnetizing current depends upon which of the following factors: total MMF required, the number of turns in the exciting winding, the way in which the winding is distributed. By which of the following methods the temperature rises of winding and other parts may be determined? Thermometer method, resistance method, embedded temperature detector method. Which of the following method is used for air cooling after alternators? One-sided axial ventilation, two-sided axial ventilation, multiple inlet system. The slot leakage can be calculated by making which of the following assumption? The current in the slot conductor is uniformly distributed over their cross-section. The leakage with path is straight across the slot and around the iron at the bottom. The permanence of air path is only considered. The reluctance of iron path is assumed as zero. Which of the following method does not take into account the maximum temperature rise under variable load condition? Method of average losses. The time taken by the machine to attain 0.6 of its final steady temperature rise is called heating time constant. With direct water cooling, it is possible to have ratings of about just megawatt. In self-cooled motor, the cooling time constant is about 2 to 3 times greater than the heating time constant because cooling conditions are worse at standstill. 2 to 3 times. Direct water cooling of rotor winding presents greater mechanical difficulties in direct cooled systems using hydrogen. Both stator and rotor conductors are made hollow. The resistivity of water should not be less than 2000 Q by m. Machines cooled by direct cooling method may be called any of the above: supercharged, intercooled, conductor cooled. The density of hydrogen is 0.03 times the density of air. Which of the following is an advantage of hydrogen cooling? Increasing in efficiency, increase in rating, increase in life, smaller size of cooler. The heated parts of an electrical machine dissipate heat into their surroundings. By which of the following method of heat dissipation? Conduction, convection, radiation. The noise produced by a cooled machine is less as the rotor moves in a medium of smaller density, hydrogen. The thermal conductivity of hydrogen is 7 times that of air. Cooling is the process of dissipating the armature and field winding losses to a cooling medium circulating within the winding insulation wall direct. With conventional hydrogen cooling, it is possible to increase the rating of a single unit to the megawatt. Hydrogen has a heat transfer coefficient 1.5 times that of air. Multiple inlet system of air cooling of turbo alternator can be used for machines of rating up to 60 MW. The increase in heat dissipation by air blast is due to increase in convection. On which of the following variable heat convected depends: power density, temperature difference between heated surface and coolant, thermal resistivity, density, specific heat, gravitational constant. Which of the following material is used in the manufacture of resistance grid to be used in the starter of large motors? Cast iron. The heat dissipated from a surface depends upon its temperature and its characteristics like color, roughness, etc. Radiation. Cast iron is extensively used for those portions of magnetic circuit which carry steady flux and need superior mechanical properties. Aluminum, being adopted as a conductor material in small-size transformer, decreases the overall cost of the transformer. Hot tools should have low value of permeability. Materials exhibiting zero value of resistivity are known as superconductor. Copper is universally used for winding of electrical machine because it is easily workable without any possibility of fracture. Cast iron has a low relative permeability and is used principally in field frames where cost is of primary importance and extra weight is not objectionable. Commercially available medium-sized machines have a speed range of 2000 to 32 rpm. The change in flux linkage can be caused by in which of the following ways: the flux is constant with respect to time and is stationary, and the coil moves through it. The coil is stationary with respect to flux, and the flux varies in magnitude with respect to time. Both the change mentioned above occur together. Is that the coil moves through a time-varying field. The action of electromagnetic machine can be related to which of the following machine basic principle: induction, interaction, alignment. The length of air gap to be provided in induction motor is primarily determined by form factor consideration. The design of mechanical part is particularly important in case of high-speed machine. In both limitation on design, saturation temperature rises, efficiency power factor. If an insulating material is operated beyond the maximum allowable temperature, its life is drastically reduced. Electrical machine having a power output up to about 50 watt may be called small size machine. In induction motor, the length of air gap is kept as small as mechanical possible in order to have high power factor. Which of the following is the major consideration to evolve a good design? Cost, durability, compliance with performance criteria as laid down in specification. The efficiency of a machine should be as high as possible to reduce the operating cost. Electrical machine having power output ranging from a few kilowatt up to approximately 50 kilowatt may be classified as medium-sized machines. In large machines, the size of the shaft is decided by the critical speed, which depends on the deflection of shaft. Large.